to the Mama Nevin Knits YouTube channel. My name is Joan and I am Mama Nevin here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. Today is July 6th. This is episode 79 and it is 69 degrees when I was writing my notes. Today is a very special day for me because it is mine and Papa Nevin's anniversary. So we've been married 34 years. So pray for that man. He's been through a lot with me. But anyway, this has been a week of restarts. I've gotten to do my project several times over. So we're going to try and look at it positively. I want to say hello, first of all, to Cassie Crafts. Cassie is one of my viewers who has my phone number because we were going to meet up at a fiber festival, which we did. And so we've been corresponding back and forth by text message. And I said something to her this week. I said, you know, I'm kind of wondering if I should go every 2 weeks. And Cassie was like, no, I listen to you every day, every Monday on the way to work. I was like, oh, okay, so I have to go every week for Cassie. So if you like me being every week, thank Cassie. Okay. Not a lot got done this week, and usually I say that and it's really, oh, come on. That's, you know, a good bit. I really didn't do much this week. I've had a lot going on personally, and I will tell you guys about that because apparently I like to share. So let's get started on what I did work on. I didn't work on any socks this week. I got to do something about that. I am not doing well on my make-alongs. Sorry, I just dropped something important, so I had to pick it up. Okay, so one of the things I worked on, I felt like, oh, let me pull out my Advent blanket. I haven't worked on that in a long time. So I pulled out, and I got the next skein that I was supposed to do, and I did this section, but this section kept unraveling, and it might still even have a hole. See this way that you pick up the stitches from the column before? If you're not really careful, that thing will start unraveling and it will go all the way down. So I had to pick up quite a few stitches and start over a couple of times, and oh look, doggone it, I missed one. Did I miss one? Really? Looks like a hole. Does that look like a hole to you right there? Yeah, I may have to sew that up by hand. But anyway, I don't know if you can see this, but I was like, I am not having this thing unravel anymore. So I got a pin. I got several stitch markers, and I grabbed those ends and I was like, you're not going anywhere. So I did a lot of unknitting on this and some reknitting, and so hopefully I may have to go back and fix that one by hand. That looks like a problem to me, that hole. Or we can call it a design element. Who knows? All right. So that was my adventures with my Advent blanket. I did spend a lot of time undoing and redoing. Christmas blankets. So why do one when you can do 2 or 3? So I didn't do a square this week for my blanket. I need to get back on that too. But and I didn't do a row on this one, but I did a row on this one. And you can't tell much. This is going to be a present, this row, this section. And this is put out by Juniper and Oaks, and there's a lot of different designers working on it. Y'all, I am hooked on the mosaic crochet. I don't know what it is, but I love it. So, anyway, this is my latest obsession. This is the, what are they calling it? I'll put the name in here. But anyway, if you go to juniperandoaks.com, this pattern actually, if you sign up to be part of their crochet along, the pattern is free. I didn't want to wait for it each week, and plus, I forget, and then I lose part of the pattern and stuff, so I just went ahead and bought the whole pattern. So, but it is really pretty. They do have a yarn package that you can buy to make the whole thing, and it's through We Crochet, which is part of Knit Picks. So I've heard that Knit Picks had a bigger bug infestation than I've ever had. So I won't be buying Knit Picks for just a little bit till they get that under control, because I got enough bugs of my own. I don't need more. All right. Let me do my cross stitch first, because, I'm not going to knit, so why not cross stitch? Duh. And I've been having a lot of problem with my eyes, and I was like, what is wrong with me? Why am I going to cross stitch when I'm having trouble with my eyes? Anyway, so a long time ago, I had started this, and I just had the red part. This is called Santa's Little Helper, and I think it's going to wind up being like a little teddy bear. And it's so fun. This is one of those kits, not kit really, but it's a pattern that I bought that you do one section each day, and at the end, and by Christmas, you have a whole thing. Oh, I'm getting really bad with the strings in the middle. There you go. So I worked on that a little bit. I just did like around here. So I did the brown. And so that, it's weird, but it was a lot of fun. So I'm not faithful to my projects. I should be faithful to my projects, but I'm not. So anyway, so here's another cross stitch I started. And I think this is the right way up. Yeah, that's going to be a deer. And I will show you, I'm going to put a picture up of what the finished should be. And it is a mug, and it says January. So I'm going to start trying to get these done, like with all the other millions of things I'm doing. But I'm going to try and get these done. And here, I bought this little mug to hold my needle, to have them each month for my room, because, I don't have enough decorations in here. Anyway, so that was the other cross stitch I worked on. I just barely did any, but, hey. And then this was my only other project I worked on this week. And where did the finished one go? Here it is. So I had told you that I was working on shoes, baby shoes for a lady at work. And so here's the second one. So I still have a little bit to go on it. And I had a lot of trouble getting the right size, because I just really had a lot of trouble. So what I did is I went down to the smallest pattern size, and that still wasn't small enough. So I went down to a 1.5 millimeter hook, and these suckers are going to be bulletproof. So that's the second one. That's how far I am on it. And then this is the first one. And cute. And the instructions, I gotta say, were not the best. They didn't really tell you what to do with this strap, how to have it be connected. So what I did is I have some cam snaps. Anybody knows what that is? The plastic snaps. Let's see if I can get this off of here without breaking it. So I did a cam snap on here, and I'm just going to tell them they have to be careful because cam snaps kind of bad about popping off. Here we go. So here's the one side, and then here's the other side, and then here's the little flower. And you were supposed to use beads for this, but with cotton, it's like, oh, where am I going to find a needle? I mean, the only beads I'm going to be able to find big enough are going to be pony beads. God, I sound like I'm whining a lot today. I'm sorry. So I decided to, instead of putting big beads there, that I would just make, I don't know if you can see that. I would just make French knots. So I did some French knots in the center. So one shoe was done. I need to get the other one done so that I can take it to her. Okay. Where am I? All right. Mals and KALs. Big fail. I am failing hard on Mals and KALs. I have not been able to keep up with any of them. I know, and I'm keeping the spreadsheet. Shame on me. But, you know, things happen. I wanted to work on the baby shoes first, and so I stopped and I did that, and I kind of wanted to work on what I wanted to work on, and so I stopped and did that. And so, you know, if you don't finish your Mal or KAL on time, it's not the end of the world. Unless you're participating in Shark Week. And then if you don't finish on time, you're going to wind up having to rip out your project. What is reflecting back there? It's the star. All right. Please see the spreadsheet for all of the Mals and KALs. And for those of you that are keeping up, that's awesome. Good for you. Remember to tag your makes, any make that you're doing, even cross stitch, whatever. Tag it with Knit with Joan. I'm going to put a list up here of all the people that I have on my list so far. If you look at that list and your name is not on it, please let me know so that I can add you. So on August 11th, when I pick a winner, your name will be part of that. Okay? Shark Week is 7/20 to 7/27, and I will also be sponsoring that, and the hashtag is PIK, the Shark of Music. So, and so that's going to be fun. What you do with Shark Week, if you haven't participated before, is that you proclaim what you're going to do ahead of time. And I think they have a Google form for it. So we'll see. But you tell them what you're going to make. And if you don't finish it by the end of the week, you have to rip it out. And I've done enough ripping out this week. I don't want to rip out anything else. So we'll see. Incoming, the only thing, well, I got my little my needle minder thing, but then I also got a bag of 5-gram minis. And these are from Tangled Poets. And I thought that these would be good, as advents, but I don't think that 5 grams is enough for my blanket, my advent blanket. So I think these may just wind up being in my capsules for my memory blanket, even though they're not a memory, but whatever. Okay, but these are cool. I'm gonna fix them up. It's a 25 pack, so I'm going to fix them up with all of my Advent stuff. I have blank ones. I have blank like bags and stuff, so I will be putting the bag together and have that be my Advent for this year. I think I think I've ordered it. I hope so. The Advent from Lynn, because she's having 24 and a big skiing, I think, this year. Let me look. I want to make sure I'm telling the truth. But I liked her theme a lot, and you know, I love Chicken Lady. She's the bomb. Let's see, Chicken Lady, Fiber Arts. Oh, Road Trip USA. Yeah, I just thought that was really a neat idea. She's doing take a trip with me along the across the United States. We'll stop at 24 places along our 3,000-mile journey. Each day will include a knowledge blessing, so you can find out more of the place about the place featured in your yarn. Available only in fingering weights. A 25-day calendar. Open it all at once or count down to your favorite holiday. Treat yourself this holiday season. So you get 1 skein of fingering and 24 mini skeins. So this is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to travel across the USA with Chicken Lady. So that'll be fun. Puppies. Chips is on vacation. Well, she was on vacation. Her parents, my son and my daughter-in-law, went to North Carolina to see her family for the 4th. And Chips went to go visit a dog that she likes. So Chips went to go stay with a friend, so that's fun. I know that I can't wait to see her picture of when Steve and Jessica got home, because I'm sure she was really happy to see them. Pirate, I have been participating on walks with Pirate. So Pirate is a very timid dog, and so he does not, they go, when my husband takes him for a walk, they go for just a little bit, and then Pirate gets scared by something and they have to come home, and he will drag you home. So this past week I said, I'm going to start walking with you. So I started walking with him, and he was so happy at first. He was like, Mom's coming with us. And, you know, he was all excited and everything, except Mom won't let him turn around and go home. So toward the end of the week, he wasn't too happy that I was there, because my husband was really tired yesterday. So I took Pirate by myself, and Pirate was like, oh, I heard somebody bark. I want to go home. And I was like, no, we're going to keep going. And so I think he was saying bad things about me by the end of our walk. But anyway, he has not appreciated the fireworks very much. No, I had to lay with him on the couch last night, and then I heard him snoring, and so I was able to finally go to bed, because the people around here are doing fireworks very, very late, and it's disturbing his sleep. So, all right, happenings. Been a little bit of a rough week. I had an eye doctor appointment on Tuesday. Went to the eye doctor on Tuesday, and he told me that I had fluid behind my right eye, and that's why I couldn't see. And so he said, you need to see a specialist as soon as possible. And it's one of the specialists that I already see. So I said, okay. So I went to the front desk, and they called and made a special appointment, and they got me in for 2 weeks ahead of time. Well, my big boss in my department was like, hold my beer. And she called somebody and got me an appointment the next day. So Good job, Julie. I've told other people to hold my beer. So if you've heard it before, whatever. But so I went to the specialist. The specialist was like, "There's no fluid behind your eye," because the girl before him was talking about, "Yeah, we may have to drain it with a needle in your eye." And I went, "In my eye?" And she said, "Yes." Okay, I'm not excited about that. But so it turns out he said, "No, there's no fluid behind your eye." So, great. Now you're counteracting each other. That makes me feel awesome. But he said that the cataract in my right eye was much worse than my left eye. And he said, "Would you like to have that removed?" You think? Of course I want it removed. So I have an appointment for 2 weeks to go see a cataract doctor. So hopefully I'll get that removed and my vision will be restored better. Well, I mean, it's never going to be restored, but it will be better. I'm hoping. So anyway, we had some fires in my area, like 10 miles from us. We were in our living room and I was hearing sirens like crazy. I'm like, what is going on? There's so many sirens going by. And turns out about 10 miles from here, that something had caught on fire. I don't know. I think it was just a field. Probably because somebody was out there setting off fireworks. Just a little FYI to my fellow Californians. Don't set off fireworks. It starts fires. If Pacific Palisades has taught us nothing, cool it with the fires, okay? Because we stayed up, normally for 4th of July, we're like, whatever. But we stayed up because we didn't want somebody else shooting off fires to catch our house on fire. So anyway, I was supposed to go to knit night and the smoke was so bad in our area that it was actually coming into our house and there was nothing we could do about it. I mean, it was just, we had fires all around us at one point, which, kind of normal in California. But so I wasn't able to go to knit night because there was so much smoke in my house that I just kept coughing. I couldn't stop coughing. So Liz was wonderful and she understood and she told me to, stop hacking up a lung. You'll be fine. So my note on that is fireworks in California. Just say no. My husband and I'm doing this early today because we're going to go to lunch for our anniversary. Like I told you earlier, today is our 34th anniversary. And so that's fun. What I wanted to tell you guys is next week, I'm not going to be knitting, crocheting, anything. I am going to be working on bags. I've got 3 bags I've got to get done. And I'm hoping that one of them I can use as my, here's how you do this bag. But we'll see. I haven't really figured out how I'm going to do a camera angle on that. So we'll see about that. So my show and tell is my ring. And I don't know if you guys notice, but every now and again I'll change my ring. And I am not a person that wears a lot of jewelry. I'm wearing my earrings today because these are anniversary earrings. But my husband, when we first got married, said, every 5 years I want to buy you a piece of jewelry. Picked the wrong girl for that because I don't wear a lot of jewelry. I mostly, I'll wear a ring, I'll wear a watch. Maybe every now and again I'll wear earrings. That's it. And he is so sweet. And we've been married so long. So this is one of the rings. This is, I think 25 years was this ring. And then I have another one that's 15. And then I have my wedding ring. So next year I should be getting another piece of jewelry. Send help. I don't know what to ask for. So anyway, that's all I have today. I'm going to get going here so I can get this edited and get it up, and then I can go enjoy lunch with my husband. So Have a great day. Bye-bye.